Hey everybody, this is Nick Martin again for LoveYourMusic.tv, where my goal is to help you love your music more, one blog post at a time. This is the second sort of introductory blog post I want to do, and this time it's about me and about who I am and why you should be listening to me at all about music and about the music industry and how to get more out of your music collection. So I thought I'd tell you, kind of give you my background info, both personally and professionally as it relates to music. So first of all, I'm a huge music fan. I've got like 200 or so CDs, physical CDs, and then around 10,000 or so digital music tracks, so MP3s. I've got subscriptions to Napster and eMusic. I've owned a bunch of different MP3 players, including iPods. My current one is a Toshiba Gigabeat player. I've had, I think, about 5 different MP3 players over the years, and so and also I like to see live music. So I've gone, I go up to see shows at clubs. I've gone to multi-day festivals. I like seeing local small acts, and I also like seeing the bigger names that everybody's heard of as well. My background, I went to college starting in 1997, and that turns out to have been a perfect time for a music lover to be in school. Any earlier than that, and I would have missed out on a couple of trends, or a few trends that were coming together. So those trends were the MP3 music file format, itself invented, I believe, sometime in the early 90s. Cheap, fast personal computers, so PCs that were actually fast enough to deal with MP3s, both encoding and decoding them, and actually being able to play the music. And then the third thing was availability of broadband internet. So in 97, I think it was hard to get any sort of broadband to the home, and so being a freshman in college and living in the dorms was a perfect time for me, because I now had a very fast internet connection. So that coincided then too with the availability of websites and FTP sites where people were trading music, and of course the late 90s where the original Napster, illegal version of Napster was launched, and it was just a crazy digital music free-for-all, and people were trading music, and I was right there in it, and the quality of the files wasn't necessarily very good. The metadata on the songs was oftentimes really bad, but honestly, we didn't care, because we were able to get access to a ton of music that otherwise was very difficult to find. There were no legit online music stores. CDs were expensive, and so poor college students, that's how it worked. Now, since then, I've reformed my ways. I only buy my music from legit sources. And I encourage everybody out there to do so now as well. There's lots of places to get cheap, legal, good music. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox now about that. So that was kind of my background, and since college, I've continued to listen to music all the time. I love making playlists for parties and events for friends and family. I have a great time with that, and really enjoy putting together especially good dance mixes. Don't worry, I won't subject you to having to watch me dance, but I love to dance, and it's a fun way to share and experience music with other people. On the professional side, I started working, getting paid to work with digital media back in 2000 as a college intern at Hewlett-Packard, and I worked there through college, and then 5 years after college, and in different organizations inside of HP, working with digital media. So I worked in organizations that had names like Digital Entertainment Services, Digital Imaging Software Lab, so on and so forth. And so in that time, I worked with digital video, digital images, and digital music. And one of the really cool things about working in those organizations is I actually got paid to know and to be up to date and keep up on the latest greatest digital music technology. And so I got to try out a whole bunch of different MP3 players, get paid to check out different websites, that type of thing, and actually wrote some software and built products that were that leveraged a lot of digital media. So I left Hewlett-Packard in 2007, and since then I've been working on a variety of projects still related to digital media, and have come to realize that that through both my personal experience and professional experience that I know a fair about digital music, that in some things that I just kind of assumed were common knowledge and assumed that other people knew, that turns out that isn't that common. And through conversations with friends and family, I've decided that it would be a good idea for me to share some of the information and tips and tricks that I've learned over the years, and to just let you all know what I've found out so that you can get the most out of your music collections too. I've found all too often people are really only taking advantage of a tiny amount of the capability that's at their fingertips that they don't even realize is there. And so I don't want people to just to listen to music, but I really want them to enjoy it and find out new and better ways to experience it, to share it, to find new music, to take that music wherever they go, all those kinds of things. So that's the goal with the blog. I'm going to be sharing tips and tricks and things that I've learned over the last 13 years, both professionally and personally. And I want to take you along for the ride, and hope you enjoy it. So until the next blog post, this is Nick Martin saying, enjoy the music.